trying to settle into this game as well.
Yeah, I mean, Kyron Drones has looked nice. I mean, this is a guy who's big and strong, trying to win from the pocket, has made some good decisions, made that one bad decision with the interception in the end zone. Lenora Sellers, after that first drive, Virginia Tech's defense had him struggling a little bit as far as being able to find open receivers, had a nice drive there. The running game gets going. Harvard just can't finish the catch. It's a nice back and forth.
Quarterback draw. Drones gets dragged down after a gain of 3. A couple of years ago, Kyron Drones had a 17-touchdown, 3-interception season, and that took the expectations and really shot them through the roof. And last year for Virginia Tech, he didn't play as well. 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and injuries. That plagued him through the year and cost him the final 3 games. Now he's healthy, but this is a stout defense he's opening up against.
Yeah, and you mentioned the key word. Now he's healthy, and they want to keep him that way.
There he goes again.
They don't want him taking too many of those kinds of hits right there. They want him to be judicious.
Yard short of the first down with 3 minutes to go in the half.
But that is a big, and I mean big, hit at the end that he takes from Troy Pikes. Just watch 33 come in, and right there, right in the back of his rib cage. Those are the kind of things that you just wince and go, get up, let's get to the next play.
Drones, a little tush push. And it looks like they will give him just enough for the first down. And that might take us down to the 2-minute timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts to spend as well. Let's see if Virginia Tech hustles up to the line and gets one more snap off. Or I think the offense is already just being called over to the sideline. They're going to let the clock wind all the way down to 2 minutes. So we will reach the 2-minute timeout here in the first half. A low-scoring defensive slugfest between these two teams.
This is a 2-minute timeout. Timeout on the field.
And Lewis, every bit as hard-hitting and high-paced as we expected.
This game has gotten out of control. All the money, the unpredictability. It's time we instate a commissioner.
Introducing the commissioner of coverage, the Aflac Duck.
Commish, when health insurance falls short, who pays you cash to help with your medical bills?
Aflac.
The commissioner has spoken.
I love that duck.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover with
Aflac.
An official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Y'all could ask about it at work.
Investment opportunities are everywhere you turn. But at T. Rowe Price, we're letting curiosity light the way, asking smart questions about opportunities like advances in healthcare and how these innovations will create a healthier world tomorrow. Better questions, better outcomes.
Pacifico, discovered by accident.
Story goes, a group of friends went down to Mexico looking for some legendary waves. They never found them, but what they did find was even better. An unforgettable Mexican lager. Pacifico, find your own way.
You see collectibles, I see years of blood, sweat, and tears. Here's the thing, iconic moments don't just happen. For every highlight you see, there's thousands of hours of work you don't. But when you put in the work and bet on yourself, you create an impact that isn't just seen on a stat sheet, it's felt throughout the world. Create your own moments that they'll never forget. Ball over everything.
Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Pick 6 for $19.99 is the perfect meal for 2.
I can't believe we're on a date.
Oh, I'm just here for Pick 6.
Imagine what our kids would look like.
I don't want to have kids with you.
6 kids.
6!
Pick 6!
Wait, could we eat here every meal?
Yes.
All right, I'm down. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
When Verizon gives you a free phone on any plan,
Gemini, show me the concealer.
you use AI a lot.
The long, thin tube in the middle.
Yes, boyfriend of the year.
Did we say a lot? We meant a lot.
Gemini, is my houseplant leaning away because it hates me?
Nothing personal. It's leaning away for more sunlight.
Come here, girl. Gemini, any pointers on my downward dog?
We get it. It's a Google Pixel 10 Pro from Verizon.
Oh, appreciate you.
Dive into a Capri Sun for a wave of refreshment. Made with all natural ingredients and no artificial flavors or colors. Capri Sun. Poke, sip, squeeze.
This week only at Ashley's Labor Day sale. Shop limited time doorbuster deals starting at just $3.99. And get this queen mattress, now just $2.79. Plus pay no interest until 2030 when you buy in store. Only at Ashley.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show 'em who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
A defensive battle between Virginia Tech and South Carolina. Bob Wischusen here with Lewis Riddick and Chris Budden. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Virginia Tech could take the lead at halftime with a solid drive here, but that has a lot to do with the fact that Nick Harbor's receiving touchdown, Lewis, a moment ago was overturned.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those discussions that I think will go on and on about what constitutes a complete catch and what constitutes a touchdown and what doesn't. But we're moving on.
Kyron Drones, free play here. And it's just a swing pass to Benji Gosnell. He had a hard count, and it got South Carolina to jump in the neutral zone. I'm not sure that he recognized the flag was thrown. A lot of times quarterbacks just take a shot then, but he opted for the out.
Offside, number 6. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
There was a 7-yard completion, but they will most likely opt to get the down back and take 2 yards off the play.
See, it's Dylan Stewart now. That's 2 times. Once he was lined up offsides, wasn't able to get himself situated this time. The snap count, the hard count. Just got to sit in there. Got to make sure that you're lined up on sides, move when the ball moves. Sounds simple in theory. He's come close to affecting this game as far as getting the quarterback on the ground. You can see he's coming around that corner with a lot of intent. Just hasn't been able to get home yet.
First and 5, so they can run it with Cody. Bouncing off tackles, bouncing off his own blockers, and he has 4 yards. Okoronkwo, Brian Thomas Jr. Again, making me feel old. Brian Thomas Sr. It's a first-round pick of the Jets back in 2002. I've been calling the game since then.
Well, time flies, Bob. It flies. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many of these young men following in the footsteps of their fathers, playing this great game that we all love. It's cool to see.
Another hard count. Just about got Dylan Stewart to jump.
Sure did.
That time he got back onside, though, and his mates rally and bring down Drones. Brian Thomas Jr. was there first. So forward progress may have gotten him back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And it's the hand clap that just continues to get him. You're going to see Dylan Stewart jump right here. But you see at the point of attack, the interior of the defense just plays with stoutness. And there you see Brian Thomas Jr. playing with gap discipline, making sure that Kyron Drones isn't able to get his forward progress going.
South Carolina trying to get lined up on defense before a big 3rd down. And they may have gotten a stop. And if they did, I have to think Shane Beamer's going to use a timeout. 37 seconds in the half. Pony was stopped short of the line to gain.
Again, another great job by Brian Thomas Jr. Just knifing down inside, creating a pile at the point of attack.
And Nick Barrett's hurt.
You see Brian Thomas Sr. there on your screen.
Virginia Tech has called their second charge timeout of the half. The runner was short of the line to gain. It's 4th down.
So we'll see what Virginia Tech opts to do.
Play of the runner short of the line to gain is under review.
On 4th down after they double check to make sure that he didn't get the first down. But, you know, it's funny. Best laid plans. We thought we were going to be talking about Lenora Sellers and Kyron Drones throughout this game. They'd be making spectacular play after spectacular play. And yet these 2 defenses have really bottled up the 2 respective quarterbacks.
Yeah, give credit to the coaching staffs, right? And give credit to the players on those sides of the ball, being defense respectively for both teams. They are flying to the football, and they have made the adjustments necessary, and they are kind of settling in. It's to be expected, though, that offenses may struggle a little bit here early on. They'll find their footing. Here you see on the replay, the South Carolina front just resetting the line of scrimmage. You see Nick Barrett, he kind of gets twisted up inside there. I mean, it is just a bunch of big bodies in there. Brian Thomas Jr. knifing in on the outside. You see the linebacker stepping up. Okoronkwo just coming downhill.
And does the football get to the 46-yard line? Really, the 45.5-yard line is where he needed to get to pick up the first down. They marked him just short. And it did look like he got the ball across the 45. I'm not sure if he got it far enough. So Jerry McGinn, again, our referee expert, can weigh in here. And it looks like, Jerry, they're going to move the football and measure.
They can do that, Bob. I really think that
the 45.5-yard line. We will now measure to see if he's obtained a first down.
Yeah, this is going to be really close because the line to gain is the 45.5. It looked like at first that the line judge had a great spot on this. He was right there, and I think it's going to be short, looking at it from the naked eye, but it will be extremely close. This is why we still measure as opposed to the NFL.
And the NFL has gone to chip in the ball, virtual measurements, but still old school here in college football as they will run the chains out. Keeping in mind as well, a lot of time has come off the clock here. Virginia Tech down to 1 timeout, only 37 seconds left. And it looks like by about the front third of the football, they will pick up the first down. Now, college football rules inside of the 2 minutes. Of course, you do get the benefit of when you pick up a first down, the clock stops until they set the ball ready for play. So that added weight to stop the clock when you're running the 2-minute drill, but 37 seconds left and only 1 timeout. You got to figure they're at least 20 yards away from reasonable field goal range.
Due to the stoppage, Virginia Tech will not be charged that timeout. They will still have 2 timeouts remaining.
So they get the timeout back. And that extra timeout could prove to be pivotal with only a little over a half minute to go. Now the clock rolls. Quick snap to Drones. Play action. He's in trouble. Coming back to help out the quarterback, though, was Aiden Green. And he steps out of bounds as well.
That's a nice job by Kyron Drones of turning what looked like it could potentially be a negative play into a positive one. His athleticism, getting outside on the perimeter, getting the completion, wide receiver getting out of bounds. Mindful of the clock, mindful of the situation.
Nice kicker John Love made a 60-yarder in the Duke's Mayo Bowl last year, so he has quite a leg. Drones backpedaling, buying time, and he's going to go deep towards the goal line. Incomplete. He just overthrew Aiden Green.
He sure did. That's a nice job by Aiden Green of just going deep on the scramble situation, and he had his defender beat. Kyron takes just a little bit off of this, is able to set his feet and throw this. This could have been a disastrous play for South Carolina because Aiden Green was behind the corner, Miles Norwood.
So 3rd down and a long 3. And we're down to 18 seconds left in the half.
Virginia Tech still with those 2 timeouts is going to be critical. A lot of time came off the clock there.
Now that last play took 12 seconds. And now Shane Beamer wants a defensive timeout.
South Carolina has taken their 2nd charge timeout of the half.
Tonight at 7:30 on ABC, it's a top 10 matchup. And one of those old rivalry games we all grew up on, Notre Dame, Miami. The game available streaming on the all-new ESPN app as well. Notre Dame 14-2. Last season, all the way to the college football playoff title game before being the runner-up, losing to Ohio State. Miami 10-3 with the #1 pick in the draft. Their 2nd 10-win season in the last 20 years, and they were knocking on the door of the playoff all the way until the end of the year. And they have a quarterback transfer that is notable as well. We'll see if Carson Beck can take the place. Cam Ward and
some big
bring the Canes to the college football playoff.
Very big shoes to fill. Just love the things that they're doing down there in Miami to bring that place back to prominence. We really enjoyed our meetings with Mario Cristobal a year ago. Got to see Cam Ward play a couple different times. Got to see Marcus Freeman in Notre Dame too, right here in this building.
3rd down and 3. All-out blitz. They beat it for a 1st down and more. Catch and run for Aiden Green. That'll stop the clock. 13 seconds to go. But they might as well spend one of their 2 timeouts, and they will. And Dylan Stewart is hurt.
For an injured player.
Looks like he's grabbing his right shoulder.
That's the most dangerous defensive player, arguably, that South Carolina has. And the true sophomore. He is not getting up that quickly.
Never obviously want to speculate. Doesn't look like there's anything obvious that happens to him. But here he comes, coming around the corner. And there you see him. There he hits with the right shoulder as he hits Kyron Drones after he releases the football. And that's when he grabs that right shoulder area. You just hope it's a little bit of a stinger. You see him trying to work his arm out as he's walking off the field here. But that is a great read by Kyron Drones. Aiden Green has really stepped up in this game. There's Dylan Stewart. You see him there with the rip, trying to close. It's right there at the end. Then he grabs the shoulder.
Now that saved Virginia Tech a timeout. So they still have 2 left with 13 seconds on the clock. Drones. Long throw to the sideline. Incomplete. And now only 6 seconds on the clock. So do you let John Love try a field goal from right here? Again, he made a 60-yarder in their bowl game against Minnesota last year. And I think they're going to trot him out. And this one won't be from too far outside. It won't be 60 yards, but it'll be close. It'll be a 56, maybe a 57-yarder. It'll be 56 yards.
The way kickers are kicking now at this level and the NFL level. 60 is the old 50. These guys have been able to absolutely just boom these field goal attempts.
And I guess if you can ice a kicker before a 56-yard attempt.
And final charge time out of the half.
Shane Beamer will try. And this gives John Love a chance to run back over to the sideline, tee a couple up, knock a few practice swings into the net before he trots back out there to try it.
You see their veteran special teams coach Joe DeCamillis. On these long field goal attempts, you really coach your inside guys to get their hands up the ball. The trajectory is usually going to come out a little low because they're trying to drive the football. Because of the distance, you really want to get push in the interior. Get your hands up. See if you can get a tipped field goal attempt and get off the field without giving up any points.
It away. Will it reach? It looks like it will. He's got it. John Love from 56 makes it a 2-point game at halftime.
These kickers are making these long field goal attempts look like nothing. They're making them look like PATs. You see, they get some push on the interior. Monkel Goodwine, it's just right down the middle. Boom. He clears it with plenty of room to spare.
Let's head down to Chris.
Coach, some missed opportunities offensively. The touchdown gets called back. How would you evaluate your offense in the first half?
Up and down. Obviously had a great first drive to start the game and had a great last drive right there. In between that, kind of sloppy. Just feel like guys trying to do too much. Everybody just on offensively just needs to, settle down and do their job.
Appreciate it. We'll see you in the second half.
Thank you.
A 2-point game at halftime. South Carolina with a 10-8 lead. Coming up after the break, we'll have the halftime report. Laura Rutledge, Roman Harper, and Jordan Rogers will take over. A fun start. We'll see what the second half has in store between South Carolina and Virginia Tech.
I need a trunk for all of this.
We got a live one. All right, Auto Trader. Let's find him a ride to fit all his stuff. Inventory, budget, pricing. Fire up Auto Intelligence.
Syncing data tools and preferences for customized results.
You're on fire, Jill.
Sweet.
Uh-oh, he's gonna foul! Auto Trader, Auto Intelligence. Woo! What a ride.
I see it. I like it. I want it. Yes, I do. Said I need it.
With Chase, you can get a debit card for your kids' independence. And parental notifications, so you can keep an eye on how they're using it.
Still on budget.
Control for parents, freedom for kids. That's family banking from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
When are sports more than sports? When your highlight reel opens the door to 4 years of higher education, 0 student loan debt, NIL earning potential, and direct financial benefits. When your stats include free room and board, nutrition and mental health support, plus medical care with extended coverage. And when your experiences, friendships, and development put you in the win column for life.
Prices, or God forbid, even a disaster. But right now, check this out. This tote, it's got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even enough for snacks for up to 4 weeks, guys. And right now, when you order one of these 4-week food survival kits, you get the second kit absolutely free. Now, you see that little square on your screen? That's called a QR code. And here's how to use it. Pick up your smartphone. Now, just open up the camera app like you're gonna take a picture. Hold it up so that the camera can see the QR code on the screen. You see that? The link popped up right there. Now go ahead, you tap that. That link's gonna take you to this deal right now. Now see, these kits can last up to 25 years. They taste great, and they ship for free. This is your food security plan. And right now, it's buy one, get one free, so that means it's double your value. But that's only if you scan the code before the deal ends. So go ahead, scan the code to buy a
incredible talent of Lenora Sellers got it started off early with a 15-yard rushing touchdown, but since then a defensive slugfest. South Carolina, 13th ranked team in the country, leading 10-8 over Virginia Tech at half. You see the numbers on both sides. Time of possession pretty even. The first downs pretty even. It turned into something that it didn't feel like it would after we saw South Carolina and Lenora Sellers start out with tempo and do some great things on that first drive. Roman Harper, Jordan Rogers, I'm Laura Rutledge. Glad to be with you. What have you seen so far out of Lenora Sellers in South Carolina?
Yeah, I think Shane Beamer said it first. Really good first drive, really good last drive. I love what they did in the first drive, giving easy throws, horizontally stretching the defense and getting Lenora Sellers' legs involved. You see the touchdown run right here. But look, a quarterback is only as good as the guys he's throwing to. And right now, Lenora Sellers is 7 of 13 for 89 yards. 2 really, really big drops from his best receiver, Nick Harper. One on a crossing route. He had a ton of grass. Could have been a 30, 40-yard play. And the one for the touchdown. Great throw by Sellers. 2 hands on the football. He has to come down with that. If those 2 catches are made, he's probably 9 of 13 for 140 yards and a touchdown, and it's a different story right now.
Well, you feel differently when you're up by more points.
Yes.
Right now, you feel like you've outplayed Virginia Tech, but the score doesn't show so. You got the only turnover in the game, but your safety or your linebacker, JR, doesn't, all of a sudden, if you see green grass, you take it. If you see other color, you take the knee. And instead, 2 plays later, you got a safety. Then Virginia Tech gets 2 field goals. The score doesn't feel like how it should feel. But You're up right now. If you're South Carolina, you want to continue to improve. And if you're Virginia Tech, you say, we just got to keep playing.
Right.
We have slowed them down since the first drive. They haven't been able to do anything else. And so we got to just keep playing if you're Virginia Tech.
Credit to Virginia Tech for climbing back in this one. More on what they need to do in the second half. But let's go back to the way that week 1 began on Saturday, and then the way that the night finished with LSU and Clemson, number 4 versus number 9. And Garrett Nussmeier was very much in control, Jordan.
Yeah, he put on a clinic. He was surgical at the line of scrimmage, changing protections, keeping that vaunted Clemson defensive line out of the backfield, getting the ball to the perimeter, and the defense for LSU and Harold Perkins back. Remember, he missed almost all of last year with an injury. This defense is for real. They got pressure on Cade Klubnik at 60 or 56% of his dropbacks, the most of his career. They were all over. It's the defense that was the difference for LSU.
I just want to clap.
That?
I do like that. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, George. I know.
Defense.
I love that. Thank you. Yes, the defense of LSU was the game changer. Just imagine 2 years ago, imagining that LSU would be able to win a ball game on the road versus a top 5 opponent.
A low-scoring ball game.
A low-scoring ball game. Never would have imagined it. Shout out to Blake Baker and what Brian Kelly and that defense was able to do last night, because that was what secured the win for them.
Just a couple weeks away where LSU welcomes Florida into town, an SEC clash we're all looking forward to. Let's talk about Arch Manning, though, and I'll credit Jordan Rodgers here because he cautioned about some of the hype and said that Arch might struggle. You didn't mean it in a bad way. You were just trying to be honest.
And I don't want to do a victory lap, but I did say all week that the hype that we saw around this young man didn't match the tape from what we saw. And what we saw was an inexperienced quarterback that still has a lot of football that he hasn't played, a lot of scenarios and elite defenses he doesn't have enough reps in. So the timing was off, the footwork was off, the accuracy was off. That's kind of what I expected. Look, he's got a lot of good football ahead of him. His story is far from being written right now. That's kind of what we expected from this Texas team and Arch early, at least in my opinion.
A ton of credit goes to Matt Patricia and what he was able to build defensively for Ohio State. Getting extra time, say this is what we're going to do. Texas, the offensive line, Steve Sarkisian, they look confused all game long. So shout out to Matt Patricia and Ohio State's defense once again, really showing up in week 1. They always say at the beginning of the season, defenses are usually ahead of the offense. That was definitely the case. And yes, Julian saying they were able to protect him on the other side because they didn't need to try and score. They got an early score early. They did just enough. A lot of throws right at the line of scrimmage.
Texas's defense looked promising, though. They'll be all right. All right, let's turn our attention to Tommy Castellanos, who really was one of the surprises yesterday. But Jordan, maybe he shouldn't have been a surprise. He wanted this, and he came out and proved it.
He had some choice comments about this Alabama program without Nick Saban in the offseason. You know what he did? He stood on business. Castellanos showed up.
He doubled down.
He made plays with his legs. He made plays through the air. At times, Florida State was just running by guys in the Alabama secondary, and more so, it was the physicality and the mentality of this Florida State football team. We're used to seeing that out of Alabama. We're used to seeing the toughness, the physicality. They win when they step off the bus. FSU had it this time.
Rome, as an Alabama alum, it was a little tough for you yesterday. Are you concerned about Bama going forward past this week 1?
I want to say no, but the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Look, Alabama has not played well the last year and a half on the road. And right now you have a very tough schedule. And so if you didn't beat Florida State, Wisconsin all of a sudden looks a lot tougher. And at Georgia, I don't even want to talk about that. We need to focus on a whole bunch of other things before you even get there. And so at Missouri looked great the other night. So this is a team that has to find their identity. Who do you want to be known as?
Yep.
What do you want to be known for and remembered for? The team that lost on the road to Florida State, where you're hoping that Florida State's maybe just a really good team, and they caught you slipping, and all of a sudden now we're able to bounce back, and still all your goals are still out there and achievable. But who do you want to be?
Man, we love a preseason ranking, but you just don't know until you see them play the games. That's the beauty of college football. We're at halftime here with South Carolina and Virginia Tech. South Carolina with the lead, but when we come back, talking about an old rivalry that's now renewed. Catholics versus convicts. Notre Dame, Miami. We'll talk it next.
Hey, we back. Hey, we back.
Nate Jones steps up to the mirror, lines things up, towels off, checks his Fidelity app, looks to outside analysts to get a second opinion. Nate likes what he sees. Same page? And he places the trade before anyone hears him talking to himself.
Buy U.S. stocks and ETFs for as little as $1 with no commissions. Talk about easier investing.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. You can even get a home in the heart of Seoul and a dance class, K-pop style.
All of my girls looking good and they got their own money.
Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
Touchdown! Will they settle for overtime or try to beat their rival now with a two-point attempt?
Go for it. Gotta go for dos. Go for dos. Go for dos. Go for dos.
Last season, he was questioned for settling.
Coach, why didn't you go for two?
We're going for two.
Grab the Dos Equis. They're going for Dos.
They got it. The risk pays off. Dos Equis. Always go for Dos.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken, spinach,
beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you going to get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
Lasagna?
Lasagna.
As in... lasagna?
60% of cats are overweight. Feed them Iams Healthy Weight.
Fansville, Special Teams Unit.
How's it look?
We got multiple punctures.
Evidence suggests a crime of passion. It appears we have ourselves a flag planting. No!
Those tech fans make me sick. We got a composite. Is that a duck with ice cold Dr. Pepper?
That's no duck. That's a platypus. And a mascot always returns to the scene of an upset. Get that fan!
Stinks!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Later on tonight, you see 2 hours and 45 minutes or so until we see number 10 Miami, number 6 Notre Dame, but it's a rain in there, okay? So if you're a little worried about it, I'm a little worried too. Look at this. Look at the radar. Now, I will say, it looks like it clears up around kickoff, maybe a little bit before, but then there's like a 9 p.m. cell that may come through. Listen, if you're familiar with the state of Florida, this is just what happens. So
No doubt.
The rain could affect things. Let's hear from Taylor McGregor ahead of this matchup to get us ready for it.
One of the great rivalries in college football will be renewed here this evening between Notre Dame and Miami. We have the highly anticipated debut of Georgia transfer quarterback Carson Beck, who will take over this Miami offense that led the country in yards per game a season ago. But he will go against a Notre Dame team that is fresh off a trip to the national championship game and had one of the best defenses in college football a year ago. The question for Notre Dame will be in their freshman quarterback, C.J. Carr. How will he perform on the road? This is a kid, they love his poise and they love his arm. It's a huge one on ABC tonight.
So look at the disparity here. C.J. Carr, you just heard Taylor mention, versus Carson Beck. Jordan, the experience a little different.
Yeah, we all forgot that Carson Beck a year ago was the projected Heisman winner, was a future top 10 draft pick. Went out there, didn't play as well as we thought against Georgia, but he is still so talented, and he's 24-3 as a starter. You got C.J. Carr. He's going to be attempting his first pass in college football in a monsoon, possibly. The good thing he's got for him, Jeremiah Love, Darian Price, two of the best running backs, probably the best duo in college football. There's going to be a lot of running the football tonight.
Yeah, I think the weather does help Notre Dame in this type of system. Miami's a team that wants to stretch the ball, throw it all over the ballpark. That's why they brought Carson Beck in there, because he has that type of ability, because he's an accurate thrower from the intermediate to the deep routes. And so now, being able to just run the football, and there would be no excuse to maybe pick it up a little bit more for your freshman quarterback, everybody gets to take a little bit deeper of a breath. And I think the rain could actually help Notre Dame in this sense.
A storied rivalry tonight on ABC between Notre Dame and Miami. More here from South Carolina and Virginia Tech coming up. But as we approach September and the first week of college football, it will also be Blood Cancer Awareness Month. Now here's a quick message paid for by Blood Cancer United.
People with blood cancer want more time to do the things they love. That means more time to be movie buffs and jazz collectors. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer so they can do more of whatever they want. Join us and learn more today.
If your grandpa wears one of these, or if your wife wears this, you can count on USAA, membership for the spouses, kids, and then grandkids of those who served. Count on us. Count on USAA.
Fun is around every turn at the all-new Dave & Buster's. Get into gear with brand new games like Hot Wheels Victory Lap and fuel up on delicious new menu items like turbocharged chicken sliders. This summer, win on all cylinders at the all-new Dave & Buster's.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Labor Day savings are happening now at the Home Depot. So turn your projects into labors of love.
I'm loving these fall colors.
I love what you did with the place.
So what are you working on?
Shop Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, now through September 3rd.
We came here from the digital world, looking for something you've discovered. And some of us will stop at nothing to get it. You're running out of time, but I can help you.
Tron Ares, rated PG-13, filmed for IMAX, only in theaters October 10th.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I reward full-time fans. Check out this recruit. The early season hopeful doesn't hope that this is her team's year. Knows so. This full-time fan deserves a Modelo.
A secure future demands strength, vision, and a commitment to act as a force for positive change. It relies on the power of AI, quantum, and wireless technology. It protects our nation, businesses, and individuals. It empowers communities with agricultural security, clean water, and sustainable innovation. At Virginia Tech, we don't just prepare for a secure future, we shape it. We are Virginia Tech.
What a matchup, Goff versus Osaka. Second half is on the way. You see the pick here from Johnson. What do we expect in the second half?
A lot more of that. South Carolina has been pressuring Kyron Jones. He's 211 for 16 yards and an interception. I expect more of that in the second half.
All right, the second half on the way. South Carolina with the lead.
Come on. Finish out. Yeah. Fresh.
Yeah.
And Doug.
Are you here for Tracy?
We're here for everyone. Limo and I help people save hundreds by customizing car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
We ordered a limo, not a limo.
Oh, yeah. We do that, too.
The limo?
At your service. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This game gives us everything. Triumph, heartbreak, hope. Because no matter what the rankings say, you got a chance come Saturday. Because the Buckeyes are back, but they ain't alone. Because the transfer portal shakes it all up. Because we get drama in the SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12, and Sun Belt coming through. College football gives us everything. Because college football is everything. Nice catch.
Rated E for everyone.
And done. Is this a house?
No, it's a powerhouse.
A powerhouse?
For ACC football. Powerhouse conference, baby.
I think that's a metaphor.
Best quarterbacks, best matchups, best fans.
Whoa, is this a powerhouse?
Powerhouse.
How many rooms?
17, obviously, plus a fan cave.
Wow, a cave? Pretty sure it's a metaphor.
What makes it a powerhouse?
Watch.
That's why I carry the brand new Alpha Case Elite solar generator from 4 Patriots. And all-in-one solar power station packed inside a covert case. Inspired by advanced military tech, it powers your lights, tools, even your fridge. No gas, no noise. You'll get a solar panel included free. Go to 4patriots.com and get your Alpha case with a free solar panel now.
45 minutes is all it takes to take a lunch break, stream your favorite show, chat with mom. But for a child born with a cleft condition, that's the time it could take to heal their smile. With your help, Operation Smile can reach thousands waiting for a cleft surgery. One that gives a new smile in as little as 40.
Set for the start of the third quarter in Atlanta. We've got a 2-point game. Low scoring between South Carolina and Virginia Tech. The Gamecocks by a pair as we begin the third quarter. Virginia Tech won the toss and deferred, so they will start the third quarter with the football. Bob Wischusen, Lewis Riddick, and Chris Budden. Back-to-back games here at Atlanta. Much different game today than we had yesterday between Syracuse and Tennessee. Low scoring. Yards have been tough to come by.
They sure have, and I think Shane Beamer talked about it before they went in at the half. It's just been fits and starts, inconsistent play by both teams. Give credit to the defenses, though. They have made it hard for both of these teams to actually finish with touchdowns and sustain momentum. Kyron Drones gets his first crack at it here initially here in the second half. We'll see what they can do with it. He's had some good moments. See what he can do against this South Carolina defense that can rush the passer pretty well.
Thomas Williams from the goal line. And he won't even get past the 16-yard line. So good kick coverage by South Carolina. All right, what adjustments, if any, are you expecting either of these two offenses to make, considering how frustrated they've been, as well as the two defenses have played?
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, I think both quarterbacks in particular just have to hit the plays that are there to be hit. I mean, you've seen Kyron Drones miss some wide open wide receivers, but then he's also made some great individual efforts and had some great throws. Same thing for Lenora Sellers. He had the great first drive, and then Virginia Tech's defense really settles in, makes things difficult for him. But when you're talking about high-level players like him, you got to figure out ways. Obviously, they have a lot more intel on these defenses, and we'll see what adjustments they make.
They start the second half on the ground with Marcellus Hawkins. As we check in with Chris.
Yeah, I spoke with Brent Bry coming out of half. He was fairly optimistic of what his team has done. He said, we've had a ton of adversity. We gave up the touchdown to start the game. We had the penalties, the interception. But I'm really proud of how my team has responded to that. He also said, listen, this is exactly how you really want to draw it up. You end the half with the ball in your hands and getting points. You start the half with the ball in your hands.
Chance to put together back-to-back possessions. And Hawkins will move the chains. Montel Goodwin brought him down. Balance as well, picks up 7. Brandon Cisse eventually got him on the ground.
One of the things he mentioned is that he is just a dense athlete, meaning he's just rocked up and put together. Arm tackles are not going to bring him down. You saw him spin out of the initial tackle attempt by Goodwin, and he is just getting his momentum going. Like that 4.6 yards per carry, that's a nice average. Just want to see if he can sustain it and continue this momentum.
You described me as dense yesterday.
I don't know if you're quite like Marcellus Hawkins.
Yeah, not in the same context. Oh, I knew what you meant. Montel Goodwin again held the point of attack and kept that play to a yard. So now it'll be 3rd down and a couple for Virginia Tech from their own 35-yard line.
As they told us, there's only a few times that you kind of like want Kyron Drones to put the Superman cape on. Is this one of them? Where you kind of get him out on the perimeter, maybe in some kind of zone read situation, quarterback run situation. Give him some kind of RPO.
when Philip Montgomery was at Baylor. He recruited Kyron Drones.
You're just going to see. You're just going to see block down. You're just going to see Kyron get out here on the perimeter. They motion Marcellus Hawkins out of the backfield. Kyron Drones off to the races. Took a heck of a hit there by Peyton Williams at the end. Again, those are the kind of things they don't want to see him absorb too many of those. But that is a timely first down pickup.
Now Drones to throw. Loops one down the sideline for Aiden Green. Hold on. The ball jarred free as he hit the deck. Cisse, pretty good coverage.
Aiden Green is stepping up in this game with some incredible attempts at catches. Look, Cisse gets that left hand in there. You almost have the same kind of situation as Nick Harbour had on his touchdown that was called back. Made a great effort at it, couldn't complete it through the ground. Ball doesn't survive the ground. But man, Aiden Green has shown up. He showed up late in the season for them, showed up in the bowl game.
Hand off, cut back lane, Prelo. 5 yards. Again, J.R. Johnson. Another stop in the heart of that South Carolina defense to make it 3rd down and 5. Hurry up. Here as Kyron Drones gets his team set. And now the look over. Four-man rush. Drones. Bullets one. Dropped. Kai Heath had it right in his hands for what should have been an easy first down and couldn't hold on.
See, they had the perfect route combination on to Kai Heath, just running a little option, running away from coverage, had a stack release in this 3-by-1 set, and you see Takai Heath right there just breaking off of the tight end, Benji Gosnell. You got to make that play. You got to pick that up. It's a perfect play call. Just got to complete it.
So Jalen Kilgore back at the 10-yard line to receive the punt. And it takes a sideways hop out of bounds at the South Carolina 17-yard line. Two-point lead for the Gamecocks. Lenora Sellers.
During rush hour. Some allergy medications can make you drowsy, but Allegra is different. Traffic jam? We got this. See? On time.
Allegra is fast 24-hour allergy relief with 0% brain interference. It's a no-brainer.
Did you know people are 90% more likely to eat breakfast when they're with their crew? And at Wendy's, you can all have 2 of your select faves for just $3. Everyone gets what they want. Yeah, I totally made up that stat. $3 breakfast? Gotta be Wendy's.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower. And I'm not exactly street legal.
And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some Serious.
Guess who's back? Check me. Rose to my feet. I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world. Still hitting them colors and the lolos. Still taking my time to perfect the business, and I'm still not down for the streets.
It's always one of the most iconic entrances in college football.
ACC Primetime Football presented by Serve Pro. Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech, Saturday at 7:30 Eastern on ACCN.
Lenore Sellers, look, he had some good moments in the first half. You're going to see here just a little easy completion off of the play action look. Just reading that man on the line of scrimmage. He just pulls the ball, just dumps it off to his tight end. Nice, easy completions. And then get him going on a quarterback to side run, a little counter, pulling the guard. And then just letting Lenoris do what he does best, which is make plays. They got to get back to just getting him settled down. You see how he started off this game 3 for 3. Last 5 drives, 4 for 10, only 35 yards. Got to get him back into a rhythm. They started too late in the second quarter. See if they can continue it here in the second half.
They run it without a way. yards. You know, Lenora Sellers almost ended up at Virginia. He also almost ended up at Syracuse. Had a relationship with some of the Virginia coaches, but then they had a coaching staff change. Had a relationship with those same coaches who went to Syracuse, but then Dino Babers was on the hot seat. And at first, South Carolina kind of ignored him. Pulls it, and there's the little tight end dump off that worked so well on that opening drive. Brady Hunt with a catch and run to midfield. It's almost like they're back on the opening drive script.
There you go, Mike Shula just making it simple again. Just wanting to put the ball through the hoop, so to speak. Using a basketball analogy, letting Lenoris to see the ball being completed, letting his guys catch and run, settling him into a nice rhythm.
Quarterback draw.
It's literally the same plays that they ran on the touchdown drive. Just flip it over and run it the other way.